Hello, and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons Podcast UK. My name is Yasmin, and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name's Colin, and I play Cuin de Graymont, a paladin from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Spencer. I play Cadeaux Chasseur, a cleric also from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I play Ogvar Surefoot, a ranger from Kessig.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I play Elora Greyvale, a sorcerer from Nephalia.
Last time, Cadeaux and Cuin called into the cathedral to see the resident bishop. The elderly ecclesiast explained the spiralling downturn in faith and followers, as well as handing down a potted history on the political structure of Selhoff and the situation with their current sanctimonious city leader. Meanwhile, somewhere across the sprawling city, our sorceress invested in a tiny silver trinket that she needed for a spell, as yet unknown to her companions, and together with the rugged ranger, they acquired appraisals on some sundry items of interest. Episode 62, Stairwell Jigs and Suckling Pigs.
Okay, so Cuin, Cadeaux, you are heading back to the guild from the church after having met Bishop Gerhard Herman and having a rather cryptic conversation with him. And Elora and Ogvar, you are also on the way back to the guild, so you're probably going to arrive at the guild. I'm going to say Ogvar and Elora, you're going to arrive first.
Okay.
When you walk in, it's the same kind of atmosphere that you met the first time. You've got all these kind of higgledy-piggledy levels in this big drinking hall with these cramped up round tables. And you've got lots of people scattered around the room, drinking, eating, making merry. You walk in and you see this scene in front of you. It's pretty much the same as when you left it. People have moved around, new people have come in, some people have gone. And over in the far corner, you can see, propped up against the bar, is Esther and Arvis.
How do they look?
I'm going to say you're actually probably quite a decent distance away from them, so I'm going to have you roll a spot check on that one.
Okay, spot check, problem.
Or just Ogvar?
Just Ogvar, unless are you looking as well? Are you going to, would Elora be specifically looking for Esther and Arvis?
Or is she more likely to be looking for a bat?
Because we'd be walking together, so I think, yeah.
That's a 17 for Ogvar.
Okay, 17.
15 all in for Elora.
Okay. 17. 15 for Elora. Okay. So as you walk in, you can actually very clearly see that Arvis is looking the worst for the wear. She is slumped over the counter. You can see an array of a multitude of different shaped glasses just kind of scattered on the bar around them. But when you look at Esther actually looks all right. She's standing up, she's chatting away to the barman. And she's got a hand on Arvis's back and she's patting her back gently. You can see Arvis, she's just slumped against the counter here, her kind of head resting on the very edge.
Elora, it's you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah, I don't know what's happened. We've not been gone that long. At least I didn't think so. But
Seem
there's
very
a few
reminiscent of
empties
the
there.
cracked acorn. Cuin. Maybe the same situation.
Yeah, well, that's quite possible, but yeah, that's. Esther, how you doing?
Okay, so you're going to pick your way across the room, I take it. Going to get a bit closer because this is a very big drinking hall. It's kind of.
Oh, okay, sorry, I thought we were a bit closer than that.
No, you've literally just walked in through the door and observed the room here. So, where you've walked in, you're on a slight raised platform. It's like the highest point in the room, and you're looking down across the rest of the room, which is almost kind of tiered, and they're in the far corner.
Should we go over and make ourselves known?
Right, I'm going to cross and say, hi, Esther. Is it all right? Looks like you girls have had a good time.
She turns around and a bit closer now, you can see that she is wobbling ever so slightly on her feet. Hello, dearie. Hi. How are you?
Not as good as you by the looks of it. And Arvis,
Yes.
well,
Yeah, Ogvar's just going to sort of like, I imagine like Elora's on the one side and Ogvar's going to come around the other side, so they're in between us and sort of just, Ogvar's just going to give Arvis a tap on the shoulder. Excuse me, Arvis. Okay.
All you hear from Arvis is a very long.
Ogvar's going to look down. Is there anything appearing on the floor? Or is it not that sort of...
Well, you've got a percentage chance here. So, I mean, Esther's done a pretty good job. So I'm going to say you've got a 25% chance. So pick your 25% increment.
We'll go 25 to 50.
Okay, 25 to 50.
Somebody's getting dirty boots.
Okay, no. She kind of, almost with this groan, you kind of feel her back kind of just, but nothing comes of it. But you can tell she is not in the best state at all.
be a pavement pizza coming your way.
I think someone over-prescribed themselves up. Yeah, booze.
Yeah, I think they've been single-handedly propping up this bar. Esther, do you think we ought to get Arvis upstairs and, like, just get her in a room or something? Stay here like this?
Well, I suppose we could, but I've got a lovely decks on the Silver Beach to finish off here. And she holds up a glass, a little glass filled with kind of about, I don't know, a finger's worth of silver liquid, which just sloshes dangerously as she kind of, woo.
Well, you seem to be okay, Esther. It's just Arvis we seem to be a little concerned about. She's quite as mobile as you are.
What a shame. He's having such a lovely time as well.
I think Arvis might be timed out.
You just hear a.
Oh dear. Ogvar's just going to take a little step back.
I think, right. Try and help Arvis and just, Ogvar, just do me a favour. You get hold of that side of her. I'll get hold of this side. Let's drag her up. Let's get her out of here.
Have we purchased rooms yet?
Didn't we book rooms?
Didn't Esther?
No, you didn't.
Okay, so with like sort of one arm on over each side like that, sort of. Barkeep, could we have a room for our incapacitated friend?
Yeah, the barman turns to you and he goes, I'd love to help. You're gonna have to go to the front desk for that. I only deal with the alcohol. But yeah, no, you can get one for the front desk. Yeah.
Right. Laura's going to just shove Arvis back over the counter, just sort of literally just back down with a thunk on the counter, and she's going to stride off and she's going to turn around and just say to Ogvar, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go and book some rooms.
She remains upright.
Okay. I'm going to wave her hand as I'm walking away. Then I'm going to go to the front desk.
Yep, okay, go to the front desk. There's a young lad stood behind the desk, different one from earlier.
Can we get some rooms, please? Can I book some rooms?
Yeah, sure. How many were you looking at?
Laura looks down at her hands and she holds her hands out and she, let me see. There's Cadeaux and there's Cuin and there's Esther. I think we need 6 rooms.
Okay, 6 rooms. Are they good rooms or just standard rooms?
We need. I think we'll have some good rooms, please. I think.
Okay.
He's looking up in the air and thinking to herself, how many rooms do we actually need?
Okay, so 6 good rooms is, well, that's 2 silver pieces of room, so 12 silver pieces or 1 gold, 2 silver.
1 gold piece, 2 silver. Okay. Do you want me to pay that now, or can we put that on a tab? Because we're likely to have dinners and stuff.
Yeah, sure, we can open you up a tab. Have you got your guild card there, have you?
Yeah, I did hand it. It's on the desk there.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. And he picks up guild card. He goes, right, so what I'll do is I'll keep guild card here behind the desk. They'll send it through what you're having if you just tell them your name at the bar and that you've got a tab open, and we can sort it out afterwards then, yeah?
Yeah, that's good. That's no problem. Do I get the keys from here?
Yes, sir. One second. And he turns around, he takes your guild card, and he slides it into, it's almost like a wooden racking at the back, so he just turns around and slides it in. And you can see there are already a couple of other guild cards of varying different colours already in these slots. Obviously, people who've got tabs open already. And some of them have got bits of paper hanging out and little notes, which obviously have been scrawled from the kitchen or the bar. And he reaches underneath the desk and he pulls out 6 keys. And each key is like a big, kind of like a palm-length brass key with a big kind of brass loop on the end and a big chunky tooth on it. And each one of those is attached to like a little wooden tag. And each tag has got a number on it, and they're all consecutive numbers that he's pulled out. But you've got rooms 7 through to 13.
Oh, okay, that's great. Thank you very much. So Laura's going to take keys and look at them and think to herself, blimey, they're anchor chains. What am I supposed to put this? I haven't got a pocket big enough. Anyway, she turns around, smiles, and walks away. Goes back to the bar and says, starts rattling this pile of keys, going, Ogvar, I've got rooms. It's all good.
Okay, so 2 moving Arvis, and Ogvar's just going to sort of just hands under armpits, hoik her up, stand her upright, and then just slowly take his hands away and make sure she stays upright.
Laura's going to slide 1 key down the bar. So there's yours, Esther.
Yep, Esther is already most of the way into another glass of alcohol. She's let loose tonight. But yeah, your key slides down as far as all the glasses on the counter will allow.
Esther, you've been in that
yes,
church.
dearie.
You've been in that church too long, haven't you?
Well, they always have communion wine.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, you enjoy that. We're going to get this one back up to a room.
Okie dokie. Hey!
Come on, Ogvar, quick, before we've got another one to fetch.
Okay.
Might find ruin down there.
So, at what speed are you moving with Arvis?
As quickly as we can
dear.
drag her. We'll just
As
drag her
quickly-
feet.
Are
Just
we
drag
going
her feet.
one under each arm,
Yeah, we'll have
escorting her?
we'll have 1 arm of hers each, and we just drag her. Her feet can just drag behind.
Okay, so you're moving her at a fast pace, right?
God.
Think what you say, people.
Excuse me, I didn't say anything about the speed.
She gets sick on my cloak. I'm not going to be impressed.
Your cloak of many colours.
Holland.
Technicolor dream cloak.
Yeah, just
Okay,
give her
well-
Orland. Put Orland round her neck.
Okay, so Elora, you're going at a fast pace. Ogvar, would you be normally going at a relatively slow pace to balance it out? Or would you be... Okay, so for logical, would Ogvar be going, right, this person is very drunk, I'm going to move slowly so they don't throw up? Would that be your train of thought?
I think Ogvar is fairly compassionate, so I don't think he'd be trying to rush her. Bearing in mind, from what Elora say, we are dragging her, so I don't think... I don't fancy tackling stairs at near running pace.
Ka-dunk, ka-dunk, ka-dunk.
Okay, so you can both make me, Elora and Ogvar, you can make me competitive strength checks. So both of you roll me strength plus your strength modifier.
Okay.
I've got a +1 to strength, and I've rolled. Oh, I've got a 2 all in.
Is that a nat one then?
That's a nat 1.
Ogvar rolled a 14.
Brilliant. Right.
Okay. So, as you both put your arms under Arvis's arms and start moving off, Elora, you're very down to business and you're right, let's go. You take off at a significant speed, almost running while trying to drag. Ogvar, you being the more compassionate, gentle hunter, who has sympathy for this poor woman who has been absolutely teetotaled by Esther, you think, right, I'm going to take it nice and slow so she doesn't throw up because I touched her and she nearly threw up. Right? As Elora takes off, you're both holding on to Arvis. Ogvar, being the heavier of the two, as Elora goes to zoom off with Arvis in tow, you act as an anchor. And Elora, make me a dexterity check, please.
Oh dear. Dex check. Is that a straight dex check or just
Straight dex check.
Oh,
so
no.
include your dexterity modifier.
Oh right, okay. That's 13 all in.
Okay, 13. With a 13, as you kind of you zoom off, and then you feel this big anchoring weight behind you, tugging you backwards because you've got your arm linked under Arvis's shoulder. You basically half fall over and only just about manage to keep yourself on your feet.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were moving a bit quicker than that.
There might have been 2 of you on the pop at this rate. Have you been sneaking some?
Okay, I'll just slow down a bit then.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yes. Call the boot.
Sorry, just wanted to get moving, you know.
There.
Okay, all right, okay.
Okay,
So
so
I'm
you're
just going to slow up a bit now.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 checks. One for getting Arvis up out of the effectively the dining hall, and another to get her upstairs to her bed, right? Okay, so because you're not moving at a fast pace, Ogvar, 25% increment.
We'll go 75 to 100.
75 to 100. Okay, yep, no. So you manage to gently drag Arvis up these kind of very gentle incline out of the dining room. And she is swaying like nobody's business. The only thing keeping her upright is the pair of you. And she does kind of several times on her way up as you feel her kind of violently dry heave. But she doesn't throw up. So you get her up into the foyer. This young lad who's behind the desk, he looks very concerned. And you then have to tackle the stairs. The stairs are a lot steeper. Stairs you can only get one person up at a time.
Oh, God. I'll push. I'll push.
Oh, I mean the splash zone.
You can be on the pull. I'll push.
Okay, yeah, so that's how that's going down then.
Okay. So, how are you pulling Arvis? Because she is basically incapable of standing up on her own. So how are you...
Witty repertoire.
Oh, God.
To be fair, Ogvar, to be fair, what I'd do, right, if you lie her down, flip her over, you just pull her up.
You can't say things like that.
Pull her up backwards, you know? One step at a time. That would make sense, you know, get under the armpits and pull her up one step at a time. That's what I'd do. And
Okay.
I'll just move her feet if they get caught.
At a brolly, just in case.
Yeah. On the line of fire, eh? Go on, do it.
Okay, so I'll try that. He'll be spin you around and spin around. We're going to go backwards.
Should have
Okay.
just given her a fireman's lift. But never mind. Let's do it this way.
Okay.
Right.
What's a
Okay, so-
fireman?
Okay, so Ogvar, you are going to give me a strength check.
Oh, great.
So...
Where's Cuin when you need him? Oh, yeah, 20.
Oh,
20. Okay, yeah.
Non-natural.
Okay, so with the 20, I mean, if you'd have rolled low enough, you would have been smacking your head on every step as you tried to haul her up the stairs. With a 20, you are continuing with your very nice, caring, gentle ranger act. And yeah, so you very gently kind of lift up each individual step, up and up and up. Okay, so Elora, this is a very violent seesawing motion which Arvis is experiencing right now. Give me a 50% increment.
50.
50 to 100.
50 to 100.
Well.
Go below.
Okay.
He's going,
And with a 72,
it's a cloak of many chunks.
you can make me a reflex save.
Oh, God.
Remember, you've got a +1 for your
I've got a
cloak.
+1 for my cloak, yeah.
Have you got that cloak on?
I have got that cloak on, yes.
Okay.
Cloak of resistance.
Is it dry
I'm
clean
wearing
only?
that. Reflex save. Okay, let's do it.
30-degree wash, don't tumble dry.
14, 7, that's 21. That's 22 all in.
Okay.
That's no fun.
You are just about able to dodge the projectile vomit that that escapes Arvis's body. And it is projectile. And when you see the contents of it, most of it is pouring down the stairs. It is mostly liquid. She's been on a liquid diet this afternoon. But you do have the occasional odd chunk of like undigested beef jerky, chunk of apple, other various half-digested lumps of food.
Gotta be carrot.
Always
There's
carrot.
always a carrot in there.
Yeah, if you're lucky, you might see a bit of sweet corn floating around in the puddles as well. But this vomit, it does kind of projectile out. You manage to kind of dodge it, but it splats on the stairs and starts dripping slow down the stairs.
Yeah, Alora's kind of like dramatically suddenly done like a Matrix style sweep to one side and just watch this go and like, oh God, let's just get her up. I'm done with this. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
I mean, we can't leave her in the bar. We can't leave her on the stairs. She's got to go up, hasn't she?
Listen,
Right, just
take
go
over.
for it.
Okay, so Ogvar will continue up the stairs. How far up the stairs are we? How long's this going to go on?
You're about 3/4 of the way up the stairs when
That's
the
not too bad.
projectiling happened. And I'm not going to make you make any more checks because, I have some pity for Arvis. So yeah, you managed to get her up to the top of the stairs. Elora, you're kind of dodging around. It's a bit difficult to dodge around puddles of vomit because there is just so much of it. But you kind of do this weird kind of dance up the stairs, and it's quite narrow, so you haven't got much room to maneuver around it. So at some points you are literally clinging onto the banister, climbing up the banister like some kind of weird kind of stepping in each rung to get round the big puddle of vomit. So yeah, you managed to get her up to the top. What are you doing from that point?
Which room's closest from 7 to 13?
7 to 12.
13.
Sorry.
That's it. 7 to 13.
7 rooms. 7, 8, 9, 10,
Oh, 6, get
11,
one free.
12, 13.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, 7 to 12, yeah, sorry. Okay, so the nearest room to you would be room 7. It's a bit like when you go into a travel lodge, and they've got all the various corridors. You've got like a brass plate on the wall with like 7 to 20 on the one wall, and 21 to 35 on the other wall. It's a bit like that. So the closest one to you is going to be one of the lower numbers. It's going to be 7 or 8.
Okay.
Right, Elora's going to shuffle around in a pocket, I guess, because she'd have put them away somewhere to help guide Arvis up the stairs. But going to shuffle around, try and find room number 7. They get to the door, literally just open the door, push the door open, and say to Ogvar, right, you drag her through, we'll get it, just dump her on the bed, it'll be fine.
So yeah, Ogvar will, sounds very wrong, drag Arvis to the bed.
You old romantic, you.
Yeah, and so I'll just plop her on the bed, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll grab her feet and we'll
Yeah.
just haul her onto the bed.
Okay. When you haul her onto the bed, you do get this kind of groaning noise as she's obviously having a very rough time. But it is basically a little box room. There's enough room for a bed which is wedged against, so the bed, the headboard and the footboard is kind of wedged against the wall. The one side is wedged against the other wall, and there's just kind of enough room for someone to kind of get up, and like a very small wardrobe dresser unit next to the bed, and a small window kind of in the back wall above the bed. So it's a very small dinky room. But yeah, there's like a small kind of closet, kind of like it's got a little door, so you can assume it's a bathroom. Very, very small though, kind of just to your right as you enter the room. So when you open the door, it's kind of hidden behind the door. So you, as best you can, you manoeuvre yourselves, you manoeuvre Arvis around, you drop her on the bed, and she kind of flops like a corpse. I mean, it looks like the most uncomfortable position. She's kind of on her side, and the one arm's above her head, and the other one's tucked behind her back, and you've got one leg off the bed and the other leg up on the footboard. She is absolutely sprawled out. She is groaning.
I'm just going to take the blanket off the bottom of the bed, chuck it over, and I say to Ogvar, "Come on, let's go. Let's just leave her."
I think I may just leave some. And Ogvar will unwrap his novelty mug and fill it full of water from his water skin and leave it by the side of the bed. And then, with the tissue paper that came in the box, just sort of like wipe the sick off her face.
Okay, yeah, it's a very ineffective method of cleaning someone up. Yeah. It's I mean, yeah, you get some of the sick off, and I mean some of the bigger chunks of like carrot which are stuck around her mouth, you can just kind of peel off. They come away with a look.
This house touching it. I've got a spell for this.
I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about locking the door, because what do you want to do with the key? Should we just shut the door?
I think so.
We're in the rooms adjacent to her anyway, aren't we?
Key. So I just take the key and just pop it in the mug with the water.
Yeah.
In the water.
In the water.
What the? Okay, whatever.
It's the first thing she'll go for when she wakes up, so she'll see it.
Oh, God. Right. Yeah. So we're going to beat a hasty retreat out of there. I'm assuming that she hasn't got her stuff. Will be downstairs, won't it? So she will have dropped off a backpack or whatever onto. It'll probably be down in the bar, won't it, with Esther?
I mean, if you're assuming that, then yeah.
Okay. I'll put this a different way. Is she wearing a backpack and her belongings?
No, she doesn't have her belongings with her. If you want to assume she's left them in the bar, then you can assume that.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not going to tell you whether they are or aren't.
No, right. Okay. Well, I'm going to work on the assumption. Elora's going to work on the assumption that her stuff would have been put on the floor by the bar where she was drinking, because she can't presumably see it upon her person at the moment.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, cool. We're going to leave the room. Back downstairs.
Okay, so by the time you kind of get back downstairs, as you kind of get halfway downstairs, you can see this young lad who's been behind the counter. He has actually cleaned off most of the stairs. You can see that most of them are kind of wet and shiny, and he's got by his feet behind him, on the floor, he's got like a little kind of wooden sign with what looks like a troll with a broom.
Does it say Piso Madrado?
No, it says caution, Greece.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and he kind of shuffles to the one side and kind of gives you a look. It's not a nasty look, but it's more of like a vaguely concerned look as you pass him.
Laura's going to stop briefly on the stairs and look at him, nod, sort of in a thanks and sorry kind of way, and she's going to just reach in her pocket and pull out a gold piece and just shove a gold piece in his hand and just go,
A gold piece?
yeah, for your trouble, mate.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, for your trouble, mate. It's
He's going to
it's a
follow
bit of a
you around
mess,
town.
wasn't it?
He looks at you and he accepts the gold piece and he goes, "Oh yeah, it's my job, but thank you very much."
That's appreciated. Thank you very much. Just just look out for her if she wanders through here and we're not with her.
Yeah, I'll
sure
make
she's
sure.
all right. Yeah.
I'll make sure the mop bucket's ready. Yeah.
ball. And Laura's going to continue downstairs.
Okay, so by the time you kind of reach the bottom of the stairs, Cuin and Cadeaux, you enter the guild. The first thing you're greeted by is Ogvar and Elora descending the stairs, and a young lad with a mop bucket with a little sign with what looks like an orc holding a broom painted on and the words "Caution Grease."
Cuin, can you smell vomit?
Yes, I could smell. I thought I smelled something, but.
Oh, hi, you guys. How you doing?
What's that smell, guys?
Oh, Arvis. Have you not been in the bar yet?
No, we literally just walked through the door.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, Arvis,
Arvis, yes. Unwell.
slightly inebriated.
Are you telling us she's painted the stairs?
She's drunk a bit more than Rowan does.
Oh, she's done a bottomless pizza on the stairs.
Well, yeah, it was quite colourful, and it got good coverage, to be fair. Whether Esther's in any better condition, I don't know.
I don't know.
Didn't see her.
We've just literally
She's
just
over
got in
there.
here.
By the
Oh,
bar.
there she is. Look, she's over by the bar.
What time of day are we?
I thought we left the bar quite early.
Yeah, I think we did.
Well, it must be late afternoon because we traipsed around town. I had a long chat with the bish. I
We
went to
did
the
only
armour
arrive at
shop.
breakfast time.
I went to the armour shop. No, it was a little bit later than that, wasn't it?
So by the time you got off the ferry, it was probably about 7 o'clock when you got off the ferry. I think we said it was about 8 when you actually left the opposite side, the Wheedling Weasel Mark II, because obviously the repairs which had to be done and Leopold sorting out the costs. So by the time you got into the city, it was about 9 o'clock, taking you to, once you got all your payments sorted and everything sorted with Leopold, about 9:30. Then you went out shopping. So you all went shopping, you all got some fair bits, you bought some stuff for the party, and then you specifically went to this navigation shop, you went to the Smiths, you went up to the church, and Elora and Ogvar, you went to kind of get some stuff for praise, and you bought a silver fiddle. By the time Elora and Ogvar probably got back, it was probably just brushing 12 o'clock, because Selhoff is a big city, so you'd have probably been wandering around for quite a while. By the time Cuin and Cadeaux have got back, it's probably about 12:30.
Yeah, guys, I don't know. A pair of them just been on the pop, you know.
Well, to be fair, they'd had a long journey, hadn't they?
Oh, I guess so. Well, we've put her upstairs. Put her in room 7. Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, she shuffles around in her pocket again, and I'm going to hand them a key each.
What are the numbers on those keys?
Well, Arvis is in room 7.
Yeah,
I've slid number 8. I've slid 8 down to Esther. You can have 9 and 10, guys, if you want it.
12 sounds good. That's as far away as I can get from the snoring drunk.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how the rooms are situated, so I don't know which one's furthest away. But presumably, you know.
Yeah, I'll give 12 a crack, I think.
12. Okay, right. Well, you have 12. You have 11.
Maybe not so far from the snoring then. Hey, Cadeaux.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
I'll hand Ogvar key to room 10.
Oh, okay.
And,
Thank you.
Elora will take what?
9.
Yeah. Elora will take room 1.
Right, so you distribute the keys out. What are you doing? Because at the moment you're stood in a sicky foyer.
Yeah, so lunch. We need to update you with the chat that we had with the bish. Because he said some interesting stuff, didn't he, Cuin? That he didn't tell us a lot about our quest, but he told us some other stuff that we probably need to update you guys on, just so you're aware.
Let's find ourselves a seat
and lunch, obviously. Do you think Esther wants some solids?
Possibly.
Well, she might need something to soak that lot up with.
From your side, Elora, you just hear a little voice say, "I'm pretty sure she's on a liquid diet."
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Yeah. Yeah. I really don't know what to say, all of myself, but there you go. Yeah. Anyway, you all right, my friend? How you doing?
Yeah, not so bad. I'm a bag, I ain't got much to do.
I suppose not. Well, you know, just trying to just trying to keep the conversation going, Orland. I don't want to ignore you. You know, you are travelling with us.
Oh, bless you.
We try and find you a
No,
bag massage shop if you like, Orland.
Well, as long as it doesn't have a happy ending.
I thought your buckle had gone a bit stiff.
Elora's just going to go and find. She's going to leave Esther to it. She's going to go and find a table somewhere, but she's going to nudge Ogvar and say to Ogvar, "Come with me."
Okay.
So we're just going to go off and wander and find a table. You're welcome to join us, guys, if you want, or I don't know. Well, we're over here anyway.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Let's have some lunch.
do you want to go and organise some meals for us? Esther.
Dearie, hello.
Esther, do you want us to get you something to eat? You want to soak some of that alcohol up?
Oh, that'd be lovely, dearie. Yes.
Oh, okay then. Going to turn back round to the boys and just say to them, right? That's meals for everyone except for Arvis, I think. So.
Have we started a tab?
Yeah, there's my guild card's already behind the bar, so you can just stick it on that for now.
Oh, outstanding. Right. Well, we just need some menus then, really, don't you?
Menus, yes. I'll go and ask at the bar, see if they've got some menus, and then we can go back and have a look.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Excuse me, good sir. Have you got any menus for some food?
Okay, so when you walk up to the bar, it's styled a bit like a Toby carvery. As in, when you walk up there, you can see that you've got your alcohol bar, which is where Esther's taken up residence. But a bit further across the room, there is a large bar with lots of steaming hot food piled up in this open-fronted cabinet. Before you, there's like they've got some of those posts with the very thick kind of rope, a blue rope kind of strung in between, obviously separating off like a queuing area. And you can see, just from looking and kind of smelling, you can see that they've got roast boar. So they've obviously roasted boar in the back, and they've got pre-sliced bits of boar meat, big thick pieces. There's big chunky potatoes which have been roasted and crisped. You've got things like you've got some veggies, so there's carrots, kind of bits of like sweet corn, cut up. I'm trying to think of the veg, beans.
Cauliflower cheese. Tell me there's cauliflower cheese.
Yes, there is something which looks vaguely resembling what Arvis has just thrown up in there as well.
Yeah, every carvery does a cauliflower cheese.
Yes, there's cauliflower cheese, and there was also some other different options for meat. So they've got bits of pork and maybe some beef. You can see that they haven't gone for things like chicken, which are obviously a lot more fiddly to deal with. They've gone for
not more chicken.
big animals.
We're done with the chicken.
No, they've gone for the big animals, which they've roasted and carved up. But yes, the main thing on the menu there is roast boar.
Oh, Cuin, it looks like an all-you-can-eat carvery, my kind of place.
You can actually see that this roast boar, it was on a spit, and it's still on a spit. So you can see its head and its back end. And there's like a bit of meat connecting it in the middle, and then in the head of this boar you can see it's got all this golden brown caramelized skin. You can see a big fat apple shoved in its mouth, and underneath it is this tray with all this meat which has been pre-cut underneath it. So it's a very nice looking display. You can clearly see that it's almost like a banquet meal, which is obviously just there for you to pay and go up. So there is behind the counter there is a couple of people armed with like forks and knives and stuff ready to serve your food for you, and at the front there is like a little ticket system. So there's just like a reel of like paper, and you obviously rip off a token and take that with you, and then pay for your meal afterwards.
Looks like you to get one of these tokens. So we get 5 tokens.
Well, I'll go and grab the others. We might as well. Grab a token and immediately join the queue, I reckon.
That's fine.
You get cracking, sort out the tokens. I'll get the others.
Go and get the tokens then, huh?
So I'll wander over to the table. Right, guys, it's like it's all you can eat carvery for lunch.
Oh,
So there's boar and there's pork and it looks like there's some beef and
God, that sounds wonderful.
best of all, there's roast tatties and cauliflower cheese. I mean, it literally all you can eat.
Well, that's
And
amazing.
the gravy was thick and lumpy as well. It looked really good.
Excuse me. I'll be right over there in a minute, guys. There's just something I need to do. As I'm sat at the table, I'm going to turn to look at Ogvar and say to him, Ogvar, that gem you've got,
It's quite a
we
mystery.
knew it was magical when we were in Janau, but they still can't identify it here. So I'd like to have another go at identifying that, but this time I'm going to use the scroll. So
Are you sure?
yeah, I think we need to know what that does. Orland,
Yeah.
could you?
Yeah. What?
You're holding a scroll for me. It's a scroll of identify. Could you find that for me?
I'm holding a lot of things for you, but yeah, I can find the scroll.
Thank
And
you.
you see the flap open, and you get a as this scroll comes pinging out the top of the bag.
I've got used to this, so she's going to flash her left hand out and catch it as it goes.
Okay. Yep. You now have a scroll in your hand.
Right. I'm going to open the scroll.
Yeah.
I do have read magic, so I'm going to obviously use that. I've got that as a spell. And I am going to open the scroll, and I am going to attempt to use the scroll to identify what this gem is. Have you got that gem? Ogvar? So,
Ogvar will
gonna
present it.
Right. I'll take it off him. Got it in my hand, and I'm going to attempt to identify it with the scroll.
Is this the little round green one?
The one that,
Yeah.
the one that
Yeah.
Murdoch arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, scroll of identify. If I can find it, let me just. Sorry, paper shuffling.
While they're doing this, I'm doing the Pizza Hut salad bar trick of seeing how much Toby Carvery I can get on a plate.
Okay. Yeah. So you've gone up to the counter with your ticket, waved it, waggled it in the air at them, and they've gone, oh, yep, sure. And on things like the roast beef, you have got obviously like a little pair of metal tongs, like a two-pronged fork, ready for you to pile on what you want. But they are just kind of stood there, just watching over. And you see occasionally someone comes out with a new tray of, I don't know, beans or something to fill it up. And this is quite a busy queue, so there were quite a few people going backwards and forwards from here while you've been waiting. So yeah, you just pile up food on your plate. Okay. Was anyone going to notify Esther?
Well, Esther, to your token, it looks like it's a bit of a weapon, so, you know. Oh, there's roast boar, and there's all sorts. You know, roast potatoes, and it's absolutely lovely. Here's your ticket. There you go.
Oh, that's lovely. And she begins to follow you, and she is very wobbly on her feet. She does that kind of thing where she takes 3 steps one direction and then overbalances and takes a step the other direction to kind of correct herself. But she follows you up, and she stood behind you in the queue as you're getting your food, and I'm assuming you're going to be piling your plate high.
Yes.
Cuin? Yeah.
Yes.
So as you're piling your plate high and you've gone past the boar, Esther gets the boar and she's there and she's piling meat on her plate. She, piggy, oink! She's very, very drunk. So yeah, she kind of piles her plate so high it's very precarious as she's wobbling backwards and forwards, and she slops a load of gravy over her plate. And you see the gravy kind of pool on her plate and then slightly slop over onto the floor. Whoops! As she kind of corrects the plate and then spills more gravy off the other side. And you can tell where Esther's been because as she follows behind you, Cuin and Cadeaux, there is a nice kind of gravy trail following her. Okay, so Elora.
Pickle will lick up that gravy.
Okay, so we've got a procession of Cadeaux, Cuin, a very drunk Esther slopping gravy everywhere, and a pickle erasing the trail.
Yep, pretty much.
Right, I have. Elora has spotted a slight. Well, I'm going to retcon something here because Elora spotted a slight problem with her plan. I didn't get when I was out in town. I didn't get something that I meant to pick up. I had it on my list and didn't get it.
What was it?
It was a pearl, because I require a pearl worth at least 100 gold pieces to use this scroll.
You'd been able to find a pearl. You can knock 100 gold pieces off.
Okay, thank you.
We've got a pearl anyway.
What?
We have
No,
a
you
pearl.
don't.
One fell out the
We
tree.
do.
I don't have
True.
one.
Oh.
I don't have one.
Oh,
It was in Orland.
it was in Orland, the one that fell out the tree.
I don't remember there being a pearl falling out the tree.
Could have sworn there was a pearl on the list
Yeah,
in the
there
tree.
was a pearl, but I wouldn't. There was a pearl, but I would have bought one.
Okay, well, either way,
So
you've
I'll
bought the.
take
you've
right.
bought
I'll
the
take
pearl.
the 100. I'll take the 100 gold off and buy. I would have got a pearl while I was out.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I would like to identify that. It says it determines all magic properties of a single item, including how to activate those functions, if appropriate, and how many charges are left, if any. Identify does not function when used on an artifact. Pearl of at least 100 gold piece value, crushed and stirred into wine with an owl feather. The infusion must be drunk prior to spell casting.
Okay.
I've got the other bits and pieces, but I haven't. For some reason, I didn't get the pearl.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if it was on your list, you would have bought it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can just knock that off.
Okay, fine. I'll do that. I'll knock that off, and I attempt to identify the gem.
Is that some sort of hangover cure you're making yourself there, Elora?
No, it's already. It would have. Well, yeah, she would have crushed it at the table and what have you, and actually made it up into, because she's got wine in her backpack and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
know. I'm
little
returning
vial.
to the table, seeing you do this. I had no idea what you did. It looked like you're making some sort of weird hangover cure.
Yeah, so she would have kind of done this and then sort of.
Okay, so what kind of magic process? So you've got your scroll, you've got your crushed pearl in wine. What are you doing with it? How are you?
Well, I'm
activating
decanting
this
it into
scroll?
I'm decanting it. I'm crushing it on the table, just pulling it off the edge of the table into this empty vial that I've got, and then adding the wine, and then sort of stuffing the owl feather in, and then giving it a good shake up, and then I'm gonna knock it back.
Okay, so if you got, is that the same with the scroll though?
Oh,
Because you said you were using a scroll,
scroll of
so
identify. That's the scroll. According to this, identify scroll. That's what it requires. What it says.
okay, so you use the scroll, you knock this back, and you use the scroll. What kind of magical effect is taking place here? How is this going to happen? What does it look like?
Well, the first thing she's going to do is pull a face, because it's a bit of a chalky kind of. You know, it's not exactly tasty. I don't think it would taste unpleasant because it's made with wine, but feathers might be a little bit, difficult to chew on, I would imagine.
Are you not just stirring with the feather rather than eating the feather?
No, you consume it.
You have to eat the feather as well.
No, you consume the potion. Yeah, you
Oh,
consume.
delightful.
Well, presumably it's whatever is in there. If it's all broken up and.
I thought you
stuff-
said when you read it out, you just had to stir it with a feather.
No.
I'm pretty sure
Was
that's
it?
what you said. You don't have to eat the feather, you just have to stir it with it.
Oh.
But you chomp on down.
No, she's eating the owl feather.
Okay,
You said it
right.
now, so she's eating the owl feather.
Right. Okay. So, so you were saying magical effect. What kind of magical effect is taking place here? What does it look like?
I think as she drinks this, it will. I don't think there'll be anything visually external for this, because this is something she's ingesting. But I think when she breathes back out afterwards, there would be some kind of almost like a red mist from the wine would come out from this and just breathe over. She's going to breathe it over the actual pearl. The gem.
Okay. So you've probably got your gem on the scroll in front of you, yeah? So as you kind of breathe out this kind of fine red mist, it lands over the gem, and you see this kind of liquid condense and then drip off the side. And as it touches the paper itself begins to kind of dampen and shrivel and curl almost underneath this gem, almost kind of shrinking and then cupping around it until it then crumbles into nothingness and disappears. And you have this gem left on the table. The information that flows into your head, you can tell that it is magical and very powerful. You cannot tell anything else.
It's an artifact then, there you go.
Wow. Okay, Elora's now just going to be looking at this scrumpled piece of paper where the writing is...
The paper is gone.
Oh, it's gone. It's literally dissipated. Right, okay.
Yeah, it curled up and then just kind of...
Right, okay. So she's left with the gem in her hand. She's going to sort of hand it back to Ogvar. And, it's actually told us something and nothing, really. I don't know what it does. However, it must be an artifact. Otherwise, I would know what it did. That spell identifies magical abilities of an item, unless it's an artifact. And it's told me nothing. So it must be an artifact. Which means that it's actually really powerful. I don't know what it is, but that is A, valuable, B, very powerful, Ogvar. I think this is a job for when we get down to Genrig's tower, and hopefully, hopefully he'll be able to help.
Just Genrig? No.
Well, believe he's a wizard, so
So?
I would imagine that, he's not going to be a wizard of my level. He's going to be, I'm just a sorcerer, but he's going to be, I would imagine, quite experienced. So I think that's one for him. I mean, I don't know what he's like, but no doubt we'll find out. But yeah, you look after that.
I will for now, so I'll just take it back off Laura and just hold it. Look at Murdoch on my side. Brought me quite a perplexing trinket here, haven't you? Brought it? You know what it is?
No.
Well, discovery for us both. Find out there.
Has the gravy train made it back to the table yet?
Yeah, so as you guys arrive at the table, you kind of see I suppose you just see the tail end of this, kind of the paper crumpling, and then you just overhear kind of this little bit of conversation that happened.
You could always do what you did with the ring. Just put it on.
How'd you put
It makes a difference.
Oh, it's a gem,
Except for
isn't
you
it?
suggesting I put it.
Oh, you get it made into a ring or to a brooch.
Butt plug?
A what?
I'd probably put it onto a brooch, and then
Yes.
you can give it to. You can tighten it, put it on yourself, see if that makes any difference. If it
Yeah,
makes
but
no
you don't know
difference.
what it does, Cuin.
He didn't know what the ring would do, but he still did that, didn't he?
Well, I know, but you don't want to have it mounted or do something, anything with it that...
Are you getting any feelings of evil from it?
No, I don't.
Be a job for you, detecting evil.
I don't believe so. No, it's quite powerful. This thing is an artifact because I can't identify it.
I can test it, but I wonder if that Murdoch would have bought you. I reckon. I don't know, but I reckon it might be something to do with you too. Between you and Murdoch, but hey oh.
I think until you actually identify it, it's not a good idea to do anything with it because you need to know where something like that is best placed.
Anyway,
I
my
think.
lunch is getting cold. Come on, let's
Yes.
let's chow
Yeah,
down.
Ogvar, let's go and get some.
Let's get chow
Let's go
down.
and get some chow.
Here are your tokens. Here you go. Here's your tokens.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's
I
great,
would recommend the boar.
guys. Oh, okay. No problem. Yeah, we'll be
Goat.
back forthwith. Goat?
No goat.
Oh, good.
Oh, it didn't make it from Dranau then. Yeah, so we're going to go and while they sit down and eat theirs, we're going to decant to go and get ours.
Yeah. Okay. So as you start moving, you walk towards the towards this kind of carvery section, this food section. And as you walk there, you meet Pickle coming the opposite way, licking up the trail of gravy. So you go up to the window. I take it you're just going to pile your plates high.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take
Yeah.
advantage of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you get up there, this ball which was on the racks, on the spinning racks, when you get up there, they've actually just replaced the piggy. So there's another ball in there, a new one with like this big, crispy, golden, thick skin, and this big, red, shiny apple in its mouth, proper like suckling ball. And they're just carving off fresh slices off the back of it into the tray below. And it's hot and it's meaty and it's really, really nice. So you pile your plates up and you go and sit down, join the table.
Cadeaux and Cuin arrived back and after a quick catch-up predictably purchased tickets for a cracking carvery. Elora used a scroll of identify but was unable to untangle the mystery of Ogvar's magical green gemstone. Meanwhile, Pickle was hot on the heels of Esther as she drunkenly dribbled a trail of delicious gravy all across the guild.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Having you as a listener means everything to us. So, whichever streaming service you choose to listen to us with, please give us a like, subscribe and follow. We would love for you to join us on our Facebook or Twitter page, where you can catch up with all of our latest news. While you're waiting for the next episode of Secrets of the Silver City, why not pop over to our website, where you can read all of the information about this campaign, from backstories to setting. All of the links are in the bio of this episode. Join us again next week for the next instalment. Thank you for listening.